20 years ago, I moved to Alaska and started an adventure that turned into a way of life. My channel is all about sharing my experiences living in the northernmost state. Nothing in Alaska is easy. Some days are successes, some days are failures, but every day is an adventure. Please follow along with all my hunting, flying, fishing, harvesting, and DIY projects. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Mike and this channel is going to be all about everything that I do in my life. The first video is going to start out with the restoration of this Cub Cadet lawnmower. I'll go through the process of where this came from, how I got it, what it took to get from where I found it to where it is now, and the lengthy process of restoring it. I'm expecting this to probably take upwards of maybe a year. I'm going to do videos on each stage in the process, starting out with the introduction video today, talking all about it. I'll tell you what I know about this, and then I'm hoping to get comments and learn a lot of information from out there. Unlike most YouTube videos where people do videos demonstrating how to do things, I'm hoping to put this video out and be able to get information back on how to do this. So I'm looking for lots of constructive comments, information, and I'll lead into that and ask you a lot of questions and see what I get back. First of all, what I know about it. This is a 1961 or 62 Cub Cadet lawnmower. I believe that this is a 7 horsepower Kohler engine on it. The tractor is in original condition. No one's ever restored it. It is missing a few things. Those are some of the things that I'm hoping to find through the process of the video and comments and how I can source them. One of the things that's missing is it doesn't have fenders on it. I'd like a set of fenders for it. It is missing the mower deck off the tractor. However, I'm probably never going to mow grass with it, so that wouldn't be a big deal if I can ever find one of those. It'd just make it a more complete restoration. I'll tell you a little bit about where it came from and how I got it. So this was my wife's grandfather's lawnmower, and he bought it sometime in the 60s. I was visiting with him a couple years ago. We went down to Missouri on a hunting trip, and everyone was gone out busy hunting, and I was back at the house with him, and we just kind of spent the day walking around talking about things, and we ended up out in the yard and visiting over this Cub Cadet lawnmower. He told me the story about when he bought it, and then I shared with him that when I was young we had a Cub Cadet at home that I mowed grass with some, so kind of had a connection over it. Fast forward a little bit, and my wife's grandfather passed away. And they did the normal thing in the family where they asked people in the family if they want anything, is there anything that anyone would like. So I called my father-in-law and I said, hey, there's that Cub Cadet lawnmower out in the yard on the farm there. If nobody else wants it, I would be interested in that. Well, my father-in-law, I think he thought it was kind of funny at first because he said, no, I don't think anybody's going to fight you for that, Mike. So I actually think maybe they were going to just scrap it and throw it away. So I began the process of getting it to Alaska where I live. That took over a year, and I'll include some videos and some pictures and stuff on what it took to get it crated up and shipped to Alaska. So after I got it here, I decided to make a video series on the restoration of it, more to help me than anything else. I'm hoping through comments and things like that I'll be able to source all of the pieces, parts that I need to do it. Today's video is just outlining what I'm going to go through. I'm going to get some up close here on the data plate on the engine, and maybe get some more information about that. At this time, I have looked at it a little bit, and I believe that the motor is seized. I do not think it'll be able to turn over. I did open it up. It did have oil in it, so there was oil in it. But the first process will be getting that broke loose and seeing what's going to need to be done. I have overhauled some small engines before in my life, but not a lot. I've had pretty good success with them actually running after I touched them, so we'll see what's going to need to be done with this. Kind of as an overview, my first plan is to disassemble it, have some sandblasting done. I'm actually going to source out some of this stuff. I have a small sandblaster, but it would take me like years to sandblast this big of a project. So there is some shops near where I live in Alaska that can help me out with that. So I'm going to outsource some of this work. If the engine ends up needing significant machine work, meaning that the cylinder needs to be bored and oversized or whatnot, I think I'll outsource that as well. I have done little work like that before in my life, but with the amount of labor, energy, and money that's been put into this already, I think I'm going to go ahead and spend just a little extra and have it done right. So if that ends up being done, I'll outsource that. Then from there, I plan on doing most of the work myself. The paint, locating any replacement parts. It's obviously going to need quite a few things. It's going to need a new steering wheel. I think it's going to need some minor welding work here and there, which I think I can do myself. So I'm going to do as much of the project as I can myself, and as much as I feel comfortable doing myself, and still have a good outcome at the end. So if you like this kind of thing and you're interested in old tractors, or if you have any experience in old Cub Cadets, please subscribe to the channel and follow along. Like I said, this might be a lengthy process. Hit the like button on this, and if you want to leave some positive comments or information about places that I can source some of the things I'm going to need, because anybody that's done anything like this knows that I'm going to need all the stuff. I'm going to need gasket kits and bearing kits and several different things. So anybody that knows the source of those things for antique tractors, go and throw it in a comment. I'll try to answer your comments if I can, and as long as they're positive ones and they're not negative stuff. So my name's Mike. Channel's The Only Carpenter. Check it out. This is the 1961 or 62 Cub Cadet. I believe this is a Cub Cadet 70, from what I can tell. This came from Missouri, like I said earlier. This tank was also shipped up with it, I believe. I believe that this would have been the original tank. Obviously has some problems there. I think this would have been the original tank, and somebody put this little fuel tank on it to get by with. So, since I am going to do a complete restoration, or as complete as I can possibly do, I will be trying to source a new tank or an old one or something to replace that. I would like the fenders that I've seen on these two. I don't know if this ever had fenders on it or not. I think they might have been like an option when you bought it, so you didn't have to get them, and they're probably extra, but I would like to put a set of fenders on it. So I'm going to be looking for a set of fenders. It obviously doesn't have the mower deck, but that wouldn't be a big deal. I don't plan on ever mowing grass with it, so the mower deck, if I find one, I find one. If I don't, I don't. From what I can see, what I can make out on this engine tag, this is a Kohler 7 horsepower. So, pretty sure that's what that is. Had the little 3-point hitch in the back. That's kind of neat. I thought that was alright. I do think that there was a couple different transmissions you could get in these. I think one was
like a 9-speed, there would have been another handle here in the front that gave you like a low and a high range, and then you had your transmission with like your 4 or 5 gears. This one just has the standard one. It does have the generator starter on it though, so it's electric start, and then after the starter's done being used to start the engine, it turns into a generator, then it makes electricity. Some of these had a headlights that were on the side. Some of them had headlights that mounted right here actually on the side of the tractor. I don't see any signs of those on this. So I don't know if they were never on it or if it was another thing that was an option maybe. It is missing the international little emblem that would have fit here and kind of went like that. That's too bad. Definitely going to have to find one of those somewhere. I do have a grill that goes in there, and I do have the international emblem for the front of that grill, which is kind of nice. And this had the power PTO that was from the front. I think some of them had them that were on the back, but this one, the power would come off the front here, belt drive, and then make the 90 on these pulleys and go back. Obviously some pretty good rust. My plan is I'm going to source out some of this stuff that I'm doing to restore it. So I'll take it apart and have it sandblasted somewhere. Be much quicker and easier than me trying to do it with my little machine. I'll try to do all the painting myself. That way. The idea is to do as much as I possibly can myself. The seat here got a pretty good crack in it. That's require some welding, which I think I can handle. Steering wheel is probably a loss unless I can find some place that can put new rubber on that. Never know, maybe. If not, it'll be sourcing a new old stock one or a new one or something. The shifter, pretty locked up, so once we open up that transmission, never know what we'll find in there. Just from some looking around online, it looks like pretty much everything's available for these. I mean, I should be able to find it even if it's a new aftermarket reproduction. So this is going to be the project. This won't be the majority of the content on my channel. Won't be this kind of thing. The majority of the content on my channel will probably be more around like outdoor stuff and camping, hunting, fishing, flying little airplanes in Alaska. But this was a good start, and this is a nice way to document this build project for the family so they can all watch and follow along. So if you like this kind of thing and you're into little tractors, please subscribe, like the video, and if you have good comments for where I can find parts, pieces, and even if you have an idea where I should start on this, go ahead and leave a comment. Thanks.
Here's the engine tag off from the Kohler engine. I don't know if anybody out there in YouTube world can make out anything from these numbers and help me on information on this, but this is the best images that I could take of this. You can read the numbers on there for the most part. So this is where the Cub Cadet was when I first saw it. This is on my wife's grandfather's farm in northwest Missouri. I don't know how many years it sat here in the grass, but probably a lot. After I told him that I'd like to have it, my father-in-law, he got it for me, and then he took it down to his farm in southwest Missouri and held on to it until I could make my way down to Missouri and we could crate it up and then start his trip to Alaska.
So the Cub Cadet's making its way from Missouri to Alaska. Tom's gonna put it up on the back of the trailer and we'll take it over to the shipper and it'll go on a barge and make its way up there.
Here's after we got the tractor all crated up at my father-in-law's farm in Missouri. And then we put it on a trailer and we hauled it to Joplin, Missouri, and took it to ABF Freight. Here it is at the freight receiving center there. From here it'll go by semi-truck to Seattle, then get on a barge and go all the way to Anchorage.
Ready? All set. That's fine. That'll do. Yep.
This is picking up the tractor in Anchorage from Linden Air Cargo. Then we took it on trailer and drove it up to my house, a couple hours north of Anchorage. Thanks for following along and watching my first video on the restoration of the Cub Cadet tractor. Like I said, most of the content on this channel will not be this sort of thing. Most of it's going to be more hunting, fishing, camping, outdoors, Alaska. But if you do like little tractors and you're interested in this, watch this video and like and subscribe. And stay tuned for all the other great stuff that I'm going to be putting out there. Thanks.